Hello and welcome to MB Tech. My name is Matthew Bingham, and tonight we're going to be going over the installation of Pulse, the Grafana killer. Just kidding. Grafana is great. Pulse is just a new kid on the block, I guess you'd say, and seems to be taking a very fast approach at the end of 2025, and I expect it'll grow more even in 2026. So let's get this installed. There's a one line that you can use to install it. There's a bunch of questions you have to answer after that, which we'll go through. But I want to have a timer for 3 minutes. I think we can get the base Proxmox monitoring installed in 3 minutes or less. Compare that to Grafana, Prometheus, and all the other stuff that you need to do. Let's knock it out. One line, 3 minutes on the timer. I'll get the one line of code here set up and ready to go. And then we'll put that into the console, and then we'll let this thing go. So the first thing you're going to have to do before I start the timer and everything is you have to log into your Proxmox server, and you're going to select your Proxmox server. You're going to hit shell. And then from that shell, you are going to paste this line right here. And the information is, I mean, I'll put this in there as well. But this is the Art Cortman who has this, and this is the repository of his stuff. And then from here, if you actually go to the overview and hit pulse, you can see here's the README, and then it's got the one line set up and all our stuff. It's all here. But anyways, I'll have a link to that as well. And we're going to put 3 minutes on, and we're going to put this line of code in. Okay, we've got our one line of code in. I'm ready to kick off the timer and hit enter all at the same time. Remark, set, go. We're going to do the quick. That port is fine, 7655. We are going to allow updates, yes. Temperature monitoring, no. We are going to do VLAN ID is fine like it is. We are going to use the bridge network. We're going to use the NFS storage. You can do local if you'd like. And it's creating the container right now. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. I'm getting close. Installing the dependencies down to 2 minutes. At the very end of this install script, there will be real important information, basically the website that you're going to want to go to, as well as how to get the actual token. All right, we're down to a minute, and it's finished that part of the install. So right now we'll actually copy this because this is going to be our website address. And then the biggest thing is we need to get the token. So that's this part here. And there's our token. So it is installed. We just got to go to the initial installation part. So like I said, 3 minutes or less. So that was a good deal. Okay, so once we have the token and the IP address, we are going to go to a web browser, and we are going to paste that in, hit enter, hit continue to site. It logs up. There it's asking for our token. We'll cut and paste our token in there. We will say unlock wizard. And now we're in the initial security setup. Once you have the initial security setup, you'll be putting your username in. And after your username password, you can do a generate or you can do custom. I'm just going to do custom. I'm going to go to the Dart, and I'm going to say complete setup. And this information here, like I said, would be good to cut and paste. This is going to be destroyed after this video, but just wanted to show you the information's here at the very end. And then we're going to say continue to log on. Here you'll put in your username and password, and you are signed in. And from here, you can see that it's already got the Proxmox because we installed it on the Proxmox server. It automatically picked that up. And you can see that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 VMs and 1 LXC. If we actually go to Proxmox, you can see I've got 3 VMs and 1. So there's that part of the Proxmox installation. Next is actually installing the Docker part. Multiple ways you can do this. You can actually look up the IP address from clicking on one of your VMs. So if we want to check to see what's on our Docker O2, we can click the VM icon here. If we go to the these are all virtual interfaces from the containers, but if we go to the actual physical IP address of that server, it's 41. I'm just going to copy that real quick. I'm going to putty into that server. Once I'm puttied in and logged in, I'm going to clear the screen. And then from Pulse, we go to Docker. We're going to generate a token. Once we generate that token, it is going to create a install on Linux and different locations for different OSs. But we got to make sure that we enable the Docker monitoring. With the Docker enabled, it actually adds a parameter at the very end, enable Docker. So we are going to take this command and copy it. We're going to go back to the system that we just SSH into, which was the Docker 2. We're going to cut and paste that. Once that's pasted in, it's going to ask us for our password. And this is for the system that we're currently on. And it is downloading and installing the agent. And it says that the service has been started. We can check to make sure that everything is running on the client with a system control status pulse-agent. It says it is active and running. Everything looks good. So we'll hit quit on that. We'll go back to the Pulse console. And then from here, we can actually see manage agents. And it shows us the Docker 2 type host and Docker. So it's both monitoring the host itself as well as the Docker of that specific VM. So now if we go back to Proxmox and do overview, we can see the 2 servers, or actually it'll be all the servers, just like before. But now when we hit the Docker, here is our server, the VM, Docker 02, and all of the containers that it's running. And it says type Docker and all of our statuses, as well as our memory and CPU and everything, how long they've been up and all that good information. So this is a real quick, easy way to start monitoring your system. We'll get into this more because monitoring is very important, but I want to get this installed before we get too many Docker containers set up. And then therefore we can actually start using alerts. And then we'll also set up other monitoring things or other types of systems to let us know when there's an issue, like Uptime Kuma. And we'll also discuss what are the best places to install that, whether it's locally on the system, or there's maybe on a Raspberry Pi that's on a completely separate system, monitoring from the outside. We'll go over those steps as well. This is just a quick install. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great night. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.